Normally, you're a very chilled out, fun loving girl. But today, you woke up feeling horrible. You are tired, you're irritated, you're still groggy because you didn't have a good sleep last night. You just want to sit and sulk. Or imagine this. You usually see your mom being very pleasant most of the times. She puts up very patiently with your tantrums, your brother's tantrums. She's a working woman, but she handles the work and the household very efficiently. But a few days in a month, she becomes a totally different person. She snaps at the drop of a hat. She feels irritated. She hates to multitask at that time. And you can see things falling off her hand often. In both these situations, you will realize a common thread. The time period. It is usually about 4 to 5 days before either of you are expecting your natural menstrual cycle. Both of you might be suffering from something called a PMS or a premenstrual syndrome. 75% of the women across ages will face some disturbing symptoms just a few days before the menses. Most of them will be a little awkward, a bit disturbing, but some of you might have a very intense form of PMS, which is more disruptive, which affects your work, affects your routine activities, affects your studies, and even affects relationships at the personal and professional level. What is PMS? Why does it happen? Is it anything to be very serious about? Is it serious to begin with or later on becomes progressive? Let's open all these knots together. I, Dr. Sudeshna, would help you open these knots about PMS or premenstrual syndrome. What is premenstrual syndrome? Premenstrual syndrome or PMS is a group of symptoms that a woman typically has about few days before she expects her menstrual cycle or before she expects her menstrual periods. The characteristics are: 1, it has to be cyclical. So it has to be present in at least 9 cycles out of 12 cycles in a year. 2, it should be disturbing enough to call it a premenstrual syndrome, which needs medical attention. Otherwise, it's just a premenstrual symptom, which often does not need any medical attention. Why does PMS happen? There are many hormonal fluctuations which happen in our body during the whole menstrual period, like menstrual cycle. From one menstruation to another menstruation, there are many hormonal fluctuations that happen. Some bodies internally are very sensitive to these hormonal fluctuations. And this is the reason why they have a premenstrual syndrome. What are the symptoms of PMS? The 2 most common symptoms of PMS are bloating and 2, feeling tired, angry and worried. There can be other symptoms as well. Mood swings. One can have a lot of cravings about certain food or eat too much. One can have trouble in concentrating, trouble in getting sleep or even sleeping a lot. One can feel sad, hopeless or cry a lot. One can have breast soreness or swelling and even headaches. Am I prone to get PMS? You are more prone to get PMS if you are already a very anxious person, if you are stressed out, if you are an obese or having hormonal issues, if you have a sedentary lifestyle with unhealthy eating habits, and if you have a strong family history of a PMS or a psychiatric illness. Can I do something to avoid PMS? Yes, you can, by maintaining a healthy lifestyle. A balanced diet throughout the month, especially around that areas. Avoid oily and spicy food. Have food which are easily digested and have a lot of fluids around that time. 2, exercise. 3, have mechanisms to cope with stress, whether it is relaxation techniques or meditation or pursuing a hobby, whatever works. When do I need to see a doctor? If the symptoms bother you significantly, they are disruptive if it is affecting your relationships, if it's affecting your work, if it's affecting your studies. If you're already on some medications such as hormones or antipsychotic medications, or if you have a mental illness in the family already. Do I need to take medications? Yes, at times. Mostly it will be in form of vitamins or supplements that make you little less sensitive to the hormonal fluctuations which causes the PMS. But sometimes some specialized medications needs to be given. Your doctor needs to prescribe it after she has gone through a detailed account of your symptoms and history. PMS is a fairly common condition. Most of the times you'll be able to manage it by taking it easy, modifying a bit of lifestyle, and coping with your stress levels. But if the symptoms are more serious, please don't shy away from taking the medical advice and thus nip the trouble at the bud. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos by us.